What is my biggest pain? Seeing average or bad ideas gets traction, gets celebrated, gets accepted, gets talked about, gets implemented. But brilliant ideas, your brilliant ideas, dies away. How do you make an ideas happen? And how do you spread it? This is what I spend my days doing. And if you've ever been in a startup, in a course, in a venture, or you have a story of your own version where you really, really want something, but you just can't get it yet, you would understand this frustration that we all share. Stealing a quote from a friend that recently started his own social entrepreneurship route, he said this: "If only I could strangle the sponsor, the public, the consumer, the students on the throat. And I say, can you please listen to me? How important this is? How this will change your life? How great your life is going to be if you just say yes." It's how he sounded. Well, it's true. That frustration is really real. That is the struggle that most of us have. And it almost feels like when you fell in love with someone that doesn't love you back yet. You wait for text, you wait for responses, you try to get attention, you try to do a lot of things to make that person care. And if that person were to stand in front of you, the things you're going to do is just to say, "Listen, please know that I will do anything just to make you happy." I want you all to remind yourself that you were in this kind of position before. Everybody will have this kind of conflict. So how do we step up from this conflict and actually create something out of this? Now today we're going to learn from the most ancient format of social activity. Okay? This ancient social activity sounds a little bit like this, okay? "Oh my God, you're not going to believe what I'm going to tell you. Did you hear about that person? Oh, shut up. Don't talk about it later. Talk about it now. You've got to tell me. Don't hide it forever. Oh, I know what you talk about. You saw that person kissing. Right. Oh, that person. I also saw that person kissing that day. They kiss in shopping mall. No shame." 原来其实我早就知道了，他们其实早就在一起了。不一样的是，你不知道他们曾经分开过，现在又在一起了，你知不知道？真的假的啦？你真是的，好讨厌哦，他们好厉害，怎么这样子事情做出来？哎呦啊，斗 behind people's back 啊，波揪，还有什么的斗吗 ？Thank you. I'm going to make a statement that you may not agree. Because you are great people. Everybody loves gossip. To a certain extent, we are all genetically programmed to respond to gossip. But then, Eleanor Roosevelt said, "Great minds discuss ideas," like all of us here in IAM. "Average minds discuss events, but small mind, little minds, weak minds, cheap minds talks about people." Right? Well, it's true, because gossip brings a lot of damage for somebody else's reputation. You manipulate someone for your own benefit. You entertain yourself by digging the dirt of someone you don't like. All these things are bad. All of you here are great people. You're better than that. You don't do this. You don't talk about someone behind their back. You don't respond positively to gossip, and you don't read gossip magazines. Okay. One curious historical footnote. Do you know when, in the 1980s, okay, the Hong Kong magazines, they tried to increase their sales. So they learned from the British. They wanted to insert some pictures of naked ladies, sexy ladies on the cover page. But they can't do that. We can't do that. We are conservatives. So they tried to do something different. They put the sexy pictures, but they use 八卦图 to cover up the private parts. So if Miley Cyrus were to twerk in 1980s, it would look like this, or maybe like this. We don't know. It's really complicated. So let's see, gossiping really has a very, very low status in our society, and we really don't like that. But then you see, everything in this world, I'm just going to change it, it's very confusing. Okay. So everything is part art, part science in this world, right? The art part is where the essence, the soul, the content of something, content of gossip is not good. So let's just remove that. And we look at the science part. This is the most long-lasting social activity any mankind has. The science must be really good. The science must be really effective. So what can we learn from gossiping? Do you know when did we start to gossip? Professor John Hardy, he said this. Many, many years ago, people started to gossip just for one thing. Just to find out one thing, okay? The man will find out who is married, who is not. The girls will find out who is in power, who is not. Just that. It's very, very simple. But now, we can actually learn much more than this. So, let me put you in this scene, okay? A grandma bends over her bench, her fence, and talks to the neighbor about the butcher who slept with somebody else's wife down the road. All right? Do you have that picture already? What essentially is happening here? Let me analyze it for you, okay? This grandmother, what she's trying to do is to define group membership between her and this person. She's trying to say that we belong together and that person is not from us. We are different, so we are together. So it's a very effective way to negotiate social bond, right? The second thing, when she's trying to do this thing, she's trying to provide useful information. Hey, next time, if your daughter is going to get close to that butcher, don't let her get close to that butcher. It's very useful, you know? So that's the second thing. The third thing is, they are trying to speak out some crucial information that isn't supposed to be announced in an official way. So these 3 points clearly define how gossip is worked. It has a very special effect to help to contribute to social scene in a way that we could benefit from it. It's just that the content is not good. So my question is this: is it possible for us to leverage on the science, the mechanics of gossiping, and learn how do we cure the frustration that we had? How do we use gossip's mechanics to build the word of mouth? Now I'm going to show you one video.
I'm Tanya Collins, and it's been a busy week. Coming up on Gossip Today, Jeff.
Working 15-hour days just to feed her kids. Why this single mom can't make ends meet.
Not enough money for secondhand shoes. Sarah Campbell cuts her shopping trip short.
Plus an exclusive look inside of Nancy Hill's apartment. GT has a scoop.
And look who we found. Marlene Jones talks about her family struggles with money.
All this and more coming up next.
What if we cared about those living in poverty as much as we care about celebrities? Help struggling single mothers at woodgreen.org.
That is exactly what I'm trying to say. If we could invite the great ideas that we're trying to fight for here in the center stage and use this kind of platform to distribute it, the impact is amazing. It's going to be amazing. You know what? Why is it so hard for us to just squeeze something into someone's mind? It is because all of us here are living in the greatest ADD moment of history. We are all consuming information in hyperspeed. How do I squeeze something in your mind when you're doing this? Scroll, 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 yes? Oh, scroll, 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 yes? We have too many options in this world, but way too little time. So what we do when we have this condition? We ignore. We just freaking ignore it. So we're living in a major culture shift right now. Okay? People say that bookstores are being disrupted. People say that music industry has been disrupted, but what I think, what's been disrupted here is freaking human communication. Okay? People just communicate differently right now. Many years ago, the land of Troy has a war, a very long war, but they never got attacked because of the walls of Troy. Okay? Now, someone from the Greeks came up with an idea that says, why not we build a wooden horse and then we hide every soldier inside and then we sail away. And then when the Trojans saw this thing, they would thought that we surrender and invite the large Trojan horse inside their city. And when midnight comes, we will sneak up from the Trojan horse and then attack it from the inside. It works. This is a story that Homer wrote in Iliad, the Trojan War. What I want you all to learn from this is that we all need to build our own Trojan horse to communicate what you're doing to the world. To put your ideas out to the world is much harder right now. You gotta build your Trojan horse. You gotta know what will make your consumers, your public, your sponsors, your students, anyone, to invite you into their hearts. You do not need to bang your wall, just like how the Greeks has done for many years. So, my question today is, how do we make this happen technically? How do we make this happen technically? We are all in the revolution of building strong brands. We do it differently already. So today I'm going to introduce you one Trojan horse that you need to understand. If you need to know that, if you know how to use that, it will be magnificent in whatever you do. It is called social currency. Social currency would be your Trojan horse. What is social currency? Social currency is like a type of money. You can spend, you can earn. That's it. But what kind of money is this? How do you use this? When I was young, a lot of friends like to prank me, like to tell lies to me, and when I say, 真的吗? And then they will say, 当然啦，骗你有钱赚啊. In English. Really? Yeah lah, why do I need to bluff you? I no money to earn one. Many people say this, but I'm going to say it to them right now. You don't earn real money, but you earn lots of social currency. You feel remarkable, okay? You feel good about yourself. So that's the thing you are earning. So take a look at this. What is the concept of social currency, okay? You open a shop, and you have 3 customers. And what you need, when you need to expand your shop, what do you need to do? Do you need to craft a story and you talk to everyone outside one by one, and hopefully you convert each of them until you convert 1 million of them? This is not how strong brands are built. So how is it going to be built? Imagine this. You have 3 customers, okay? You help them to become your representative to share the story. But they're not working for you, they're not volunteering. They need to earn something from you to do that. And what they can earn from you? They earn social currency. So if I were to invite Lady Gaga to my launching, and I only invite 3 of them, what will they do? Hey, I'm invited to that shop there in the corner. They have Lady Gaga there, and I'm invited. That person feels remarkable. So because of that, they will spread the news. And often, they will spread it even more than what you can imagine. So this is the concept of social currency. So how do we actually practice this in our business, in what we do, even in finding your true love? How do we do this? I'm going to try to give you 3 ways that you can try to use it right away today. First point would be this: finding inner remarkability. Everybody wants to feel remarkable, wants to feel they're special, wants to feel that they win, they are in the know, they are cool, okay? And when they feel cool, they will go extra miles to make sure that they convey your message well. Many years ago, a few years ago, University of Illinois, they carried out one experiment, very interesting. They get a group of students, student A, group A students, they get into the kitchen and they start to cook. And then, when they're cooking, suddenly a family of cockroaches popped out from the vegetable. And the students go like, ah! And the teacher said, okay, we need to stop this experiment and let's move on to the next room. What they don't know is this is carefully planned. Another group of students in the next room is waiting for them to interact. So the professor tries to understand, observe how they share their stories, okay? So this is the answer. If that person is talking to the person in that scene, which means student A is talking to the person that is from group A as well, the cockroach is small. The cockroach is there, well, we have a shock, it's disgusting, that's it. But then, when this group of people talk to student B's, do you know what they say? Did you know what happened just now? The cockroaches are, whoa! You know how many or not? Whoa! You know where they climb or not? Here! Whoa! I was so shocked, huh? My spectacles will fly out. Whoa! Just imagine we can use this kind of way to make the people to spread our brand out to the world. You don't need to be good. You just need to know how to manipulate the social currency system. They will try to spread it for you. A lot of famous singers, I don't think we know all the songs, but by just attending that concert makes me feel remarkable. So I don't really need to understand what he's saying. I just need to scream and clap. And after that concert, I get to speak about that concert. So you really don't need to be that great unless you have enough social currency. Isn't it wonderful? Second way, leverage game mechanics. You know what? Harvard carries out an experiment that is really interesting. He asked the students, do you want to earn 50,000 per year or 100,000 per year? What do you think? 50 or 100? Both. Why not? This is a no-brainer question. Of course, 100,000. But here comes the condition, okay? 50,000, but your friends are earning 25,000 only. But if you earn 100,000, your friends are earning 200,000. What do you want? What do you want? The students think. I guess I'm going to go with 50,000. This is ridiculous. We just want to feel that we won. We don't even care whether we get less. So this is how we react, okay? So what you need to do to make sure all of your consumers, all of your users have this satisfaction by competing with others. So you need to design a game for them. The game could be as simple as using a voucher card where when they come to your store, you make them stamp. So when he has one stamp and his friend has 3 stamps, that 3 stamps friend will feel remarkable. Okay? It's as easy as that. But then, if you do it right, the impact is magnificent. Just like Facebook. Do you see the like system? The like system is so powerful. It is exactly a game that everyone wants to play. How many people came up to me and say that, how do I increase likes in my Facebook post? I get so sad when I finally got the best selfie, but I only get 20 likes. I am so furious. So, the game mechanics really works. YouTube views also worked. I think it's a really great way to track how much we have won. The third way, scarcity and exclusivity. McDonald's, their McChicken are magnificent as well. It's sold out all the way when it's first released in the market. So the company decides, why not I push something else? I push McRib. Ribs are good, so I have another superstar product to compete with the market. But when this McRib is out in the market, nobody cares about McRib. People still want chicken only. So the person in charge was thinking, how can I make this work since I've already invented this thing? So he came up with an idea. I make this McRib only available during January. 1 month only. I think it works in the same way as our Fat Choi Hom Po Bao, right? The prosperity burger, when you have it in Chinese New Year. When it's like that, wow, let me tell you, It's magnificent again. That's my favorite word for today. We're going for magnificency. It's amazing. People start to buy this like crazy. And they started Facebook pages. Not Facebook, we don't have Facebook pages then. They started a lot of groups, secret groups that says that I know when McRib is in town. Wow. So the thing is here, how do you make this limited? How do you make this thing so special that people will fight to get into it? Just find a way. As long as you can successfully create this kind of illusion, people will come to you. And that is your first step of building your strong brand. So dear friends, 3 ways to help our business. I like to talk in business context because I think it's a very good way to track your record, track your success, but it also applies on our lives. Imagine if you're now 80 years old and you're alone at home. You finally have a chance to meet with your grandson for just one moment. And your grandson sits beside you and asks, "Grandfather, tell me some stories." And what are you going to spend on your son? At that moment, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It matters if you have great stories to tell, to buy a quality time with your grandson. So how much time are you spending on just getting money, but not getting great stories for your life? So what is my biggest joy? My biggest joy is to live a lot of great moments in different areas and to meet different people, to have great stories together. And also, together with a group of like-minded people, we could gather our energy to really, really effectively make great ideas happen. Thank you very much.